Good morning, everyone. We are going to go ahead and get started for the essence of time. We're going to continue to let people into the room, but I am Dr. Latia Perry, and welcome to Parent University. Welcome parents to this point of your child's high school endeavor and career. Congratulations to you for us to be making it to senior year, and hopefully this information is valuable to you. It's going to be an overview of a lot of topics, and of course, please feel free to contact me, email or via phone for individual discussions and questions beyond this presentation. So we go ahead and share this presentation. And I just want to check, Summer, can you see the presentation? Good. Okay. All right. So I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware this is being recorded. Please mute, turn your cameras off if you have not done so already, and you may utilize the chat function for your questions. And then towards the end, there'll be a link in the chat for the eval. We're always taking data to know how well we're doing or if we need to improve. So please make sure you take that evaluation. So I would like to introduce Mr. Sermon, Vice Principal for the class of 2026. He is going to talk about a few points of, of, of things that he needs to cover today. So I will turn it over to him.
All right, I'm Trey Sermon. I am 12th grade administrator here at Calvert High School. Couple things. I just want to welcome the parents to the class of 2026. It's an exciting time for your seniors and for you guys. Trust me, I've had 5 daughters who graduated from Calvert County Public Schools, so I kind of know what you're going through. My goal here is to make sure all of the seniors get across the finish line. So I'm here to do what it takes. I want to supply you guys with some reminders today, some things to keep in mind and to remind your students at home what they need to be doing and so forth. First of all, attendance, make sure there is a state rule, 16 days. And they got a kind of an advantage because they end in mid-May where they don't have to go through. So that 16 days, we have some students that are on attendance contracts already for the first marking period. So make sure they're not missing school. And if they do miss school, make sure you send a note. Excused absences look a lot better than unexcused absences when at the end of the year when we're looking at it. Next thing, grades. I've been stressing already to the seniors when we had the senior assembly about their grades. When it becomes the fourth marking period, they're not going to want to have to get a 90% in order to graduate. So I want to get a strong start. I will be in contact with you guys, and I will be pulling the seniors in if they're in danger of failing any of their classes when we go. So obviously, there is certain classes that they need to graduate. So I will obviously focus on those. Service learning hours. We always have some students that push that to the limit. If student has gone through Calvert County Public Schools, then they usually get all the hours that they need. If they moved here in middle school, elementary school, or whatever, they usually have to get some service learning hours. I have a list of those. Miss Katie O'Neill is one of our counselors. She's in charge of that. And if your students have questions, they can come see me if they need service learning hours, or we'll be pulling them shortly to kind of remind them. Also, with seniors, parking. Make sure I'm already getting a lot of seniors that are driving here and are showing up late to school. We can't have them, showing up late. They need to be here on time for whenever their first class is for the day. And also, we had issues last year with the driving down the back road into our parking lot. where now we have usually have officers that are there with people, seniors or underclassmen, whoever, driving off campus too fast. So that will be kind of monitored and so forth. Um, but not all the negative things. Just want to make sure, let you guys know that I'm here to help your students. And I told them, we will do whatever it takes to get them across the finish line at the end of the year, uh, so they can graduate and walk across that stage at Showplace. It is a very rewarding and experience for both the student and the parents. So if you have any questions for me, make sure you can call here or send me an email. I will be glad to help. We will be also emailing the information when it comes available about cap and gowns and so forth. So that'll be coming out to the students as well. So I just wanted to kind of go over those reminders and, like I said, wish them well. My goal, like I said, always is to get all the students. I even told them at the senior assembly, look around, make sure the people around you, you help them get across the finish line as well. So thank you. I appreciate your time. And like I said, reach out if I can be of any help. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Thurman. That was awesome. All right, so we're going to go right into the presentation. And again, at the end of this, a link to the recording and the presentation, as well as additional handouts, will be sent out to all of the parents. I already pre-sent it out, at least the handouts, to the people that pre-registered. So to-do list for seniors, in a nutshell, at this point, there may be some people that still need to research some post-secondary options. When we say post-secondary options, we're talking about options after high school, so life after high school and having a plan. So many students either attend college, they go to the military, they enter into a trade school, a union, employment, an apprenticeship. So we want kids to have a plan, and that's what we're going to be working on for this first couple of months of school, and then executing the plan. So some things that we have in place, and we'll get further into this as we go through the presentation, are they can attend our college rep visits. We have a lot of colleges coming into the building. We just had Hood College this week that was here, and there's a slide later on that's going to talk about more colleges coming. But a lot of times kids don't utilize this resource, and we strongly encourage them to do so. You guys can also visit college campuses as you are able, because kids need to be there, see it, try the food, see the dorms and all of that to really visualize themselves on that campus. Kids can also start preparing and registering for the SAT or ACT. Collegeboard.org is where the ACT is housed. I'm sorry, the SAT is housed. Know that most students can take the SAT or ACT more than once to get the best score. Yes, these tests are still optional for many colleges and universities, but it can help give you more access to specific scholarships that colleges have for kids that have high scores on these tests. Another thing to note at this time are there are application fees and there are fee waiver opportunities. So if there's kids that are in the free and reduced lunch program or meet the economic need, then we do have the ability to give some fee waiver information out for the SAT, the ACT, and some of the application fees that may come about from applying to college. There are also fee waiver days for Maryland independent colleges and universities. And there's a link in the resources at the end of this presentation for more information about that. Okay, I talked about looking into post-secondary options, life after high school. One of the things that kids can do is remember they have a Zello account. We went into Zello at the beginning of junior year. They were able to do a job search. They were able to take personality assessments, see what jobs match up with their personalities. They were able to research salaries in different states if they did a particular job. So they still have access to that account if they still need some more time researching. And I wanted to make you guys aware of that so that you can remind them, hey, go on Zello. Dr. Perry talked about that. Um, in Zello, this is just a snapshot. There is an About Me tab where they can take some assessments to help them figure out how their personality matches up with certain careers. They can do some exploring into those careers and into college as well. Collegeboard.org, previously mentioned, that is where you can register to take the SAT. They also have a great college search engine as well as career search and scholarship search. So they can be really be a one-stop shop. And just wanted to make you guys aware of this resource. I like to use this and pull this up when I go into the classrooms to show them all of the different aspects of colleges. We look at how much it costs, what it takes to get into that college, GPA wise. Should this college really be on your list, or should we look at other colleges and see how you match up with your academic profile to what the college is looking for? This is just an example from College Board, Towson University, and it's talking about the GPAs that they allowed for their freshman class admittance. So I like to use this screen to look at a child's current GPA, and then we have a discussion. Is this a suitable school to put on your list? Or is this a far reach school and we need to look at other universities? So they like to see information like this to make their choices and add schools to their list or take schools off of their list. There's also job searching resources. So again, this PowerPoint will go out, but if they're not ready to go to college or not wanting to go to college, they could be ready for the world of work. So these are some handy dandy resources and places to look for jobs for life after Calvert High School. All right. So as I mentioned, we do have college reps coming into their school. They're going to be really coming in during the fall because November 1 is a very big deadline for a lot of college admissions applications. So if you are interested in seeing who is coming or registering your kid to go to a college visit, this is how to do so. And these are the colleges that we have so far for October that'll be coming into the building. Sometimes they have application fee waiver codes or information if you do go see them. It's great to get some FaceTime with these representatives. These are the people that are looking at the applications. So building that rapport may bring your application from the bottom of the list to the top. So make sure that we utilize them as a resource and have your kids come and see these reps. There's also another opportunity. Northern High School hosts the college fair for our county. So another convenient event. They also have information sessions that would be great for parents and kids to attend. One on exploring colleges and careers, another one on FAFSA, scholarship financial aid with Michelle Kidwell. And Michelle Kidwell is here with us this morning as well. Navigating the college application process. Mrs. Pyatt is one of the counselors here at Calvert High School, and she's doing a presentation there, which is awesome. And then the NCAA recruitment for athletes and coaches. There's a session there on that, as well as all of these colleges that are attending. And this list is long, but they're still adding colleges every day. So definitely make a plan to go there and utilize this event as a resource. All right. So the timeline. So right now, it's an explore time, kind of figure out what the plan is. College, career, military, work, explore colleges, narrow down your list if you're college bound to where you want to apply and start your application process. So from between now and January, complete applications, write essays. Kids should be asking for letters of recommendation from me or from teachers or community affiliates. Follow up and check application status and be mindful of deadlines. So deadlines is a very important aspect of this whole thing. So kids really have to be mindful of that. Then from December to March, we're hoping that you have started or have completed the FAFSA. FAFSA opens in October. Michelle Kidwell will talk a little bit more about that, and also apply for scholarships. I am sending kids emails weekly with lots of information. Um, they don't check emails, parents, so please encourage them to open up those laptops and check the emails, because there's a lot of information about scholarships or SAT or ACT, or just in general things that they need. And then from April to May, you can arrange your campus tours. Maybe at this point, we've got a few schools that, or a lot of schools that have sent you admittance letters, review financial aid letters, narrow college choices down, and then finalize the decision by decision day, which is May 1st. All right, so the components of college applications, of course, there's the application. So this is the first step in the process. It's going to be like your basic demographic information, about the student. They also want recommendation letters. Could be a letter from teacher, counselor, or both. We ask for at least 10 school days to write letters, but keep in mind a school counselor's day is unpredictable. So anything can impact us getting or me getting to the letter. So just give me a little bit of grace as we go through this process, because you definitely are a priority, but just wanted to emphasize that. Transcripts. This document provides a list of the classes, every grade that they got and earned in those classes, your credits. It has your GPA on there as well as your rank. And then there's the essay component where the student has the chance to tell their story. This is something that they definitely do look at. So they want to get a good idea of what the student is bringing to the table, their life experiences. And then test scores, if you took the ACT or SAT, they may be optional to the schools that your student is applying to. So just check the admissions tab of the schools and see what is required to apply to them. All right, so letters of recommendation. Many colleges, trade schools, jobs may want a letter of recommendation, but not all. So please check with what is needed to apply to these different entities. It is important to research and complete your application and then ask for the recommendation just to make sure that you need it. And then if you have a student that's going to CSM, they do not need a letter of recommendation at all. They just really just need a transcript. All right, so kids will be applying most likely through the Common App. They get to invite me as a recommender and put my email in, and then I get a nice little email with access to their specific application, and then I can upload my transcript and my recommendation letter. They'll do that also with the teacher that they have also given access to their application to upload their recommendation letter there as well. This is kind of like a one-stop shop. All the colleges that you click on will have access to that application, the transcript, and everything that is uploaded on that child's behalf. In addition to the Common App, there is also a Common Black College application. This is where a lot of the HBCUs can be found and applied to as well. So make sure that you guys are exploring both options as you go through your college application process. All right. We do have a senior event because I know some of my kids need a little bit of a push. And they, want people there to hold their hands and help them with their application process. So I'm having an event called Stop, Drop, and Roll College App Session. But really, kids can come in and do career exploration. They can come in and do scholarship application or scholarship searches. But we're having this time October 15th while the whole school is doing the PSAT. My seniors can come on in and we can do stop, drop, and roll. I just got clearance to have donuts, so it'll be like a little party. So from about 7:30 to 10:15, seniors are able to come to the media center and work on all of these things. I do ask for a pre-registration if possible. This was also emailed to your students already. It's an announcement, and it'll also be a link that you'll get at the end of this presentation if you want to sign anybody up. All right, so let's talk about other options besides college. There's military, there's CSM, of course, and then there's trade school and apprenticeships. Military, we have recruiters that come to the building on a pretty consistent basis. They're available during lunch times. They typically have a table like at lunch in the cafeteria, so they can meet with your student at any point. Let's see, we also have the ASVAB coming up January 5th. So that is something that kids that are interested in joining the military will be asked to take. All right. And then we ask that kids talk to their family and friends who belong into the military to get some perspective. One of the things that the representatives from the military have shared with us is that they want kids to really focus on getting in shape, being physically fit, because getting to the physical part of joining the military has been difficult. So that they've seen some difficulties. So they wanted us to emphasize that as well. So CSM is the College of Southern Maryland. It's our community college. And of course, kids can attend there and then transfer to a four-year college or university. So we do emphasize that. That kind of cuts down on some of the student loans or the funds needed for college because you get it at an affordable rate at the community college. But they also have other programs for building trades. If kids were not into the CTA program with us, they could still get some training in electrical engineering. They can get training in HVAC, plumbing. So there's still opportunities at CSM. They also have nursing programs, medical billing and coding. So they have a wonderful array of other opportunities if kids are not ready to go to a four-year college or university, but they want some training and then they want to enter the world of work. Then there are trade schools and apprenticeships. So we're asking you guys to take a deep dive and explore on CSM's website about these other opportunities. You can research trade schools like cosmetology, automotive, research apprenticeships, unions, HVAC, plumbing, and you can meet with me. I'd be happy to talk more about it. We don't have a career advisor at the moment, but hopefully we'll speak it to this existence and we will get one soon to also help with this additional endeavor. All right, so our military recruits information is here. And again, this information will go out to you if you guys wanted to contact anybody directly to get some more information. And again, just reiterating the CSM programs, we strongly encourage parents and students to go on their website, and you can also make an appointment and talk to an advisor. And remember, all you need is a transcript to apply to CSM. All right, so we also encourage the research of trade school opportunities. This is just listing a few. Universal Technical Institute has come to our school before. Unfortunately, not a lot of students have met with them, so definitely a resource when they do come again. And these are just some examples of additional trades when we're talking about the trade industry and getting some specific training to enter the world of work and additional trade schools beyond what was mentioned. All right, and this is some union information, research the unions, especially if we have kids that are in CTA and they did HVAC or plumbing or construction, and be mindful of deadlines and applications. This is some additional unions beyond what we have mentioned, just to get the wheels turning. All right. So if none of those options are something that your child wants to do, there also is the opportunity to take a gap year with a purpose. There is the Maryland Service Corps or the Maryland Service Year. They are kind of similar where the child is working in a community-based atmosphere. They could get up to $15 an hour working working 30 hours a week. And at the completion of their service year, participants will earn a completion award of $6,000. That can be a direct payment, or it could go into their Maryland 529 and be applied to pursuing further education. So there are these wonderful opportunities for kids if they're not quite sure if they want to go to college, they're not quite sure if they want to do military, there is this option. All right, so we have the privilege of having Michelle Kidwell with us today. She is going to talk about a quick synopsis of 10 things about FAFSA that you need to know. And then we're going to highlight some events that she has curated for our county and for our school. So Michelle, I will turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Kidwell. I'm an educational consultant with Chesapeake College Plan, and we have a partnership agreement with Calvert County Public Schools, and there's an advisor in each high school 1 day a week to come in and help students with their college planning, with their college admissions applications, with their financial aid planning and financial aid applications. So Dr. Berry's asked me today to talk to you about the top 10 things you should know about FAFSA. So I'm going to go ahead and go through these. I'm not going to elaborate too much because there are other opportunities for more in-depth information that I will inform you of as we go through. So the first thing to know is FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, and it's the application that's used to apply for federal financial aid, including Pell Grants, federal student loans, and work study. All students who are applying to college should complete FAFSA. The FAFSA, we're on number 3 now. The FAFSA opens every year on October 1st. If you have been doing FAFSA for yourself or another student the past couple years, things have been a little rocky. There was a big overhaul of FAFSA, but it looks like things are getting back to a good place now. And so FAFSA actually is already open. They are doing beta testing at this time, but on October 1st, it opens to everyone. If you do participate in that beta testing, it's the real FAFSA, so you won't have to go back and do it again. So your student should file FAFSA every year beginning October 1st for the following academic year. So this year, your student is a senior in high school. They will be filing FAFSA for their first year of college. Next year, when they are in their first year of college, in the fall, they will file FAFSA for their next year of college, and so on until they leave college or aren't continuing the next year. Number 4 is that MHEC uses FAFSA to award state financial aid. MHEC stands for the Maryland Higher Education Commission, and it's the state agency that administers state financial aid. So the financial aid deadline for MHEC is March 1st, although we do recommend you file much earlier than March 1st. In order to be considered for state financial aid, the student must add at least one Maryland college to their FAFSA, and that way when FAFSA is processed, their FAFSA submission summary, which is the result of the FAFSA, gets sent to the Maryland Higher Education Commission, and they use that to award financial aid from the state. Important to note here that each college has its own financial aid deadline. So as your students are making their college list, it's a good idea to look and see what the college's financial aid deadlines are. And then the earliest one of all the colleges your students are applying to is going to be the deadline that you want to make. In addition, I just want to caution you too that some colleges, in addition to FAFSA, require a CSS profile, which is kind of a deeper, more in-depth application for financial aid from schools who have a lot of endowment money that they're looking to distribute to students. So that is not, most colleges don't have that, but there's a couple hundred that do. So just be aware that if they do ask you to submit the CSS profile, that must be done in order to complete your financial aid application. All right, down to number 5. It's important to know how to create your studentaid.gov account. That is also referred to as an FSA ID. FSA stands for Federal Student Aid. So it's a studentaid.gov account or an FSA ID. Dr. Perry is emailing or has emailed you a list of documents that I wanted to share. And on that list, there is one that's called the How-To Guide for Creating Your FSA ID. Each student needs an FSA ID, and at least one parent needs an FSA ID. If you are unsure whether or not both parents need an FSA ID, if you go to that studentaid.gov account and search for Parent Wizard, it will take you through a series of questions and determine which parent or parents need to create that FSA ID and contribute to the student's FAFSA. Number 6 is gather the documents needed to fill out the FAFSA. Again, in that email with the resources I've provided, there is a handout called the FAFSA checklist, and those are going to be all the documents you'll want to have on hand when you sit down to fill out that FAFSA. Number 7 is that the student should initiate the FAFSA and invite the parent or parents to contribute their information. So the student will create their account, start their FAFSA, and then they will enter their parents' email, and the parents will receive an invitation to contribute to their student's FAFSA. I did want to tell you that every student and parent who is filling out the FAFSA must consent to have their federal tax information transferred in from the IRS into the FAFSA. So if you get to that question and you don't answer yes, you approve and consent to that, then your student's not going to be eligible for financial aid. Number 8 is that after the FAFSA has processed, your student will receive an email that it's processed. It usually takes about 3 days, maybe sooner. Your student should log back into the FAFSA and review their FAFSA submission summary for accuracy. If they notice any mistakes on there, it's important that they just go in and make corrections to those, because this is the information that's going to be sent to their colleges, and then their colleges are going to use the information from that FAFSA submission summary to create their financial aid offers. So that's a little bit of information about FAFSA. As I said, we have some opportunities for more in-depth information. Those are going to be our CCPS financial aid nights. The first one is going to be coming up on October 21st at Patuxent High School at 6 p.m. in the Media Center. The event at Calvert High School is on a Saturday morning, November 1st at 9 a.m. in the Media Center. And then Northern High School is at 6 p.m. on November 4th, and Huntingtown at 6 p.m. on November 17th. And all of these are going to be in the school's media centers. There is another opportunity at the college fair, which Dr. Perry referred to, and I'll be doing about a 20-25 minute presentation on that at 6:30 on October 9th in the media center there. And then finally, there are opportunities for one-on-one assistance filling out FAFSA. If you are more comfortable doing it on your own, that's great. If you are not, if you would like me to sit with you and kind of walk you through it, guide you through it, I'm happy to do that. You just need to contact me. Your students at Calvert High School can set up an appointment through their counselor. They can email me directly, or I also have a sign up, and you can see that the link for that is there. In January, we usually have other opportunities for one-on-one FAFSA appointments, and information on that will be forthcoming, but it's usually during the school day. I will meet with parents and students to kind of guide them through that process. And then this is the list of documents that was sent to you in an email. Go ahead and check those out, especially the FSAID how-to guide and the FAFSA documents checklist. And then please feel free to contact me either at my email, collegeplan.mk@gmail.com, or through your counseling office or your counselor.
Okay, thank you so much, Michelle. That was awesome.
You're
Now
welcome.
thank you so much. Now we're going to talk about scholarships. I do have Mapri Gray here. She was going to highlight the Calvert local scholarship application and talk a little bit about that. And then I'll talk about some more things that are on the slide. So I'll turn it over to you, Mapri. While Mapri is getting over there, you got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Perry. My name is Mapri Gray. I am the current 11th grade school counselor here at Calvert High School. So a little bit about the CLSA scholarship. It is the Calvert local scholarship application, and it's pretty much a one-stop shop or platform that Calvert County students use to apply for multiple scholarships. It's one single application, and they can apply to multiple scholarships through this platform. The service is provided by the Concerned Black Women of Calvert County. Some of the key components is that it's 74 local scholarships from 37 scholarship providers, which is pretty awesome. It's up to $100,000 in total scholarship money available. There's one application, again, like I said, and you can apply to multiple scholarships through that one application, and it's only electronic. So you will, your student will have to submit it electronically. The application opens January the 26th at 12 a.m. and then it closes this year on March 2026 at 11:59 p.m. So it opens in January and it closes in March. There will be a student and parent virtual information session on November the 18th, 2025 at 7 p.m. You will be getting information on how to log on or reserve your place for that information session. It will give you a lot more details about the actual scholarship. Some of the things that you can think about if you're planning to apply or your child is planning to apply to this scholarship is that some of the documents that are needed in many of the scholarships that are offered are transcripts, the actual application, of course, essays, letters of recommendation, student resumes, SAT, ACT reports. Actually, also in the past, they've wanted ISIR, the FAFSA ISIR, and that's the Institutional Student Information Record. They also would like sometimes financial documents, community service verification, and awards and honors. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Dr. Perry.
Awesome. And that is an excellent resource for Calvert County residents. Students do not take this the opportunity up too often. So we're trying to heavily advertise and get even more students and parents excited about applying and winning the money that is awarded by that application process. All right. In addition to that, there is a scholarship list for Calvert County Public School students. That link is also in this presentation and also in the chat. So there's different ways to get scholarships. I always get asked, okay, now I need to work on scholarships. What am I supposed to do about scholarships? So these links here in this presentation are different search engines, different places to generate a profile, and then they can email scholarships to you. I have a colleague that all of her children won many scholarships, and I asked her, I said, what is it that I need to tell my parents? And she said that she had her kids treat applying to scholarships like a part-time job. So from on Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4 or whatever days you guys allocate, kids need to be applying for scholarships because it's more so about quantity. You can't just apply to 1 or 2. You have to be applying to a lot of them on a very consistent basis. Another thing that I do, just so I'm aware of scholarships because I'm asked about scholarships all the time, I found Facebook groups that are talking about scholarships, or people in the education industry, educational consultants that are talking about scholarships. So they're always listing scholarships. So just make sure that you're connected, thinking outside the box, and then also making sure that you're checking out these different links so that you can make sure that your scholarship search is very intentional, and then carving out that time and encouraging your kids to carve out that time to look and apply for scholarships. And again, plugging October 15th, my Stop Drop Enroll session, they can come in and just work on scholarships for about 3 hours. Okay, so please utilize these resources. All right, next slide. All right, so we are to the point where we're going to ask you to go ahead and fill out. It's a very short survey evaluation. Hopefully we gave more information that was needed today. I looked at the different topics when you guys pre-registered that you wanted covered. We've given out a lot of resources coming your way. The link is in the chat to fill out the survey, so we'll ask you to do that. And then gonna power on through. There is an extensive list of resources, websites, FAFSA simplification, videos on how to do the Common App. I wanted to give you everything you could possibly need at your fingertips. I know a lot of times students are working on these things outside of school or on the weekends. So just having this information is probably very necessary if anybody gets stuck or has any questions and it's not during school hours. Union websites, because we talked about the different unions. So if this is the way that your child is going and they need more information, please feel free to utilize this, this slide as well. And then our contacts, you can always reach me via email or via phone, Michelle Kidwell's email, the CLSA contact website, Mr. Sermon's email if you need to reach him for any vice principal administrative needs. And then this is going to conclude our presentation for today. I'm going to open up the chat for questions. Our intern Summer is monitoring questions. So if there are any burning questions, please put them in the chat. We will go ahead and answer them. And if not, if you need to drop off and enjoy the rest of your Friday, we understand that too. So we will wait for questions, and thank you guys so much for attending. We appreciate you.